Today, we're playing Amnesia, The Dark Descent. Now, I know this is an old game, and I know people have played it a million times. I, myself, have never played it. I've maybe watched one or two videos watching YouTubers like PewDiePie, Markiplier, you know, those people. Well, from what I saw, it looked like a fun game, and I just now got around to getting it. So, I'm playing on the PS4. So I'm going to try this out, and see how far I can get without freaking out. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Options. Graphics. Interact, lean, throw, run, crouch, jump, lantern, left movement, rotate. Okay. Start a new game. The circle on my head looks like an eyeball.
Don't forget, some things mustn't be forgotten. There's a shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus.
Focus.
My name is I am Daniel.
Daniel-san. Okay. The structural integrity of this place is not very good. So, see your problem, man. You got a hole in your roof. Oh, that blurring effect's gonna make you sick. Can I take this? Great. Diary's available. Notes available. Follow the liquid trail and find its source. It's fucking rain. How do I... No! Oh, when to throw it. Okay. Fuck out of here. Oh! No, I'm not paying for that. Up. On the lantern. Alright, hold on. Options. Show subtitles. Effect subtitles. Nah, look at that. Transfer. Commentary is. There it is. That's how I want it up.
The name of this level is Rainy Hall, and it's supposed to be a combination of atmosphere setter and tutorial for the player. We wanted the player to start the game in a slow way so they could settle in and get used to how the game works. Amnesia is not a game with constant action happening all the time, and we wanted to have a constrained map where the player gets used to this. The only thing you need to do is to follow the track and get to the end of the level. Also, following tracks is something that becomes very useful in later levels, so we try to teach players this from the start.
Okay. Ah. Okay. No, not going through there. Ah! Stop it! Nobody told you to open. What was that? Ooh, tinderbox. Can I take the shirt? Inventory. Okay, I have a heart, a brain, oh wait, sanity, and health. What's this? I don't know if that's me breathing or... Got in here. It's a cozy little room, fireplace, another tinderbox. Oh, is that booze? It's booze. Damn it! No! I wonder. Fuck. Wasted it. Ah! I'm gonna start checking all these. I'm about to fly away. Let's clean up this mess here. Fly! It's a nice painting. What the hell was that? Lean. What the fuck? No! Stop it! What the hell's going on? Jesus, fuck. Whoa. Oh, no. I don't like how like blurry. No, no. Okay.
This is one of the first levels that we created for the game, and it was initially part of the archives level, which we will reach in a bit. Amnesia started out with a different design, and when we redesigned it, the maps did not fit. This caused us to split them up and scatter them out. So in the first design, after this corridor, the archives level was supposed to follow, and the room lying there now was moved much later.
Oh.
In fact, first designs did not have Daniel waking up with an amnesia at all, and it was actually added later on. In the first story draft, Daniel still had hidden memories, but he was unaware of this at the start of the story. However, as we redesigned things, we found the waking up with amnesia thingy, although a bit cliché, much more fitting.
No. What's happening? Why is shit blurring out like this? Ooh, yes, there we go.
The editors themselves went through a lot of design changes. Hi there, my name is Luis Rodero. I'm mostly a tool programmer, level scripter at times, and perhaps the main reason why the rest of the core team at featuring a game is pretty much forced to speak English at our internal meeting, as I am the only non-Swede here. Now, what a Spaniard is doing with a bunch of Swedish guys is a whole different story with what we'll be discussing today. By the way, I will be talking mostly about tools and scripting. Hope you like it.
The fuck did he say?
The editors themselves went through a lot of design changes during the development. Not that many in visual appeal as in internal stuff, like data structures and handling. This happened mostly because at the beginning we only knew the basic stuff that needed to be in them, and as they grew in features and functionality, they started to kind of fall apart, mostly due to my big lack of previous experience in projects like this. Right now, aloud, what the hell still sounds in my head when I look at some parts of the code, but I'm still proud of them. It can also get a bit buggy at times, but hopefully this won't happen again in the future. And I already got some nice ideas for the next iteration of the tool.
I got a rug. I'm not afraid to use it. Ah.
August 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there will be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you.
I'm talking to myself.
One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
That's weird. Yay!
I think we can all feel the story kick-starting as... Hello everyone, my name is Mikael, and I'm the writer for Amnesia, The Dark Descent. I think we can all feel the story kick-starting as we finish the letter from Daniel. The game itself is just filled with confusion, and I think we're really doing the player a service keeping it simple in the beginning. Basically try to take your revenge on Alexander. That is the premise of the game. You don't really need to dive any deeper than that, but hoping that the player will care about the story, they have the entire game in front of them to decide if they think killing Alexander is justified or not.
Okay. I'll kill him, but I don't know where to go. There's no door. Do I go back and go to that main gate? Just close this. Okay. There's a chest here. Where the hell am I supposed to go? I didn't miss anything, did I? Okay. Huh. Oh, shit. What the hell? Okay.
Hello, my name is Martin Kender. I'm a 3D artist and level creator at fictional games. I started out as a helper during Penumbra Overture, and I was finally hired as a full-time artist in the later part of Penumbra Black Plague.
Finally, have you not? I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brennenburg.
Okay.
The entrance hall was first shown in our first gameplay trailer, and while the layout hasn't changed much, the details certainly have. We build our levels from sets of pieces, in this case, the custom-based set. While the carefully planned set pieces made level building very easy, the levels became very similar, and we had to make special pieces to the levels. Now, 1.5 years later, the special pieces make up about half the pieces in the custom-based set. And we made changes to incorporate these objects into the earlier levels. An example of this can be seen if you compare the hole in the roof now with the one from the first trailer. The new roof was made in the middle of the project when we built level 9 back hall.
Okay. Screaming going on here.
The particle editor is also a fine part of the tool bundle, and it is what we use to create particle effects for maps and events. We use particles to do nice effects like the flames in torches and the smoke that comes out from them. All we have to do is add one or more particle emitters, set up some parameters like starting position and speed, on all sorts of pavings in size, color or speed. It's funny how you can simulate all kinds of effects with such simple elements. I very much recommend you to try it yourself.
In early concepts, this was meant to be a sort of wine testing room and directly connected to the wine cellar. The reason for the whole wine testing thingy was that we planned on having more laboratories in later levels, so a lab here as well felt kind of strange. Then things changed, and only one lab was left in the design, so we changed the name to laboratory instead. The whole wine testing facility that could make dangerous acid always felt kind of strange anyways.
The solution is highly acid. You mean acidic? A detergent? You mean a deterrent? Can't teach you guys especially violently to the solution. It should be handled with greatest care. I might be able to use a recipe, but I'm losing hope that I will find an alchemic solution to my predicament. Okay. Now, back when I had a PC, I used to play that Slender Man game, and it got to the point where I got so scared, I would run at the monster and swing my flashlight or try and hit him with something. I'm not that turn around and run guy. I'm that fucking run toward the bad guy and try and hit him. So you motherfucker scare me. Okay. I'll stay clear the fuck away. So what's under here? Nothing. Okay. I really don't care about the shit the producers got to say. archives. I was just there, wasn't I? What the fuck? He fell to the kitchen floor. Tears were beginning to well in his eyes as he received the first kick in his stomach. His remained hidden. He should be punished too. Degree Rowdy. Rare books.
May 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dune leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum.
The British Museum. It's a big bug. Okay. What? It's material world. What was it PewDiePie used to say? Mr. Sheriff. Knock knock. That noise.
May 1839. My hands tremble as I write. I feel a need to document my tribulation, for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger. Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground. The men were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. The twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd ever seen. Despite their unearthly quality, I felt a strange familiarity toward them, which haunts me still. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside. I was trapped.
Oh, I guess you got out. Old tomes. Tomes. I hear music. What? Back here at the other end.
When I started writing, I had only the outline, the framework for the story, and the first few levels in the game design document. So I ended up finalizing a lot of material for the first levels, and then when those were done, we planned out the last 2/3 or so. This had a funny effect since I had to not only cater to the story, but to stay true to the stuff I had written in the first level. Usually you can go back and forth while writing and change things. But if you have already recorded voices, you really shouldn't because of the costs. So the first text really shaped the rest of the material in an interesting way, and made them matter in a way I hadn't thought about. I really like how this thickens the story elements, as I am able to jump back into the material and keep using and reinforcing certain concepts. Agrippa is of course the most extreme effect of this method, which grew from a small reference to becoming one of the most important characters in the game.
Shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light.
Enchanting.
It was waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light. I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry.
Impossible.
The next thing I can
Geometry is
remember
impossible.
is the grateful sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety. Grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
I use this. Oh, it worked. It's awesome.
You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too careful, Daniel.
Break this too. Damn, I broke all three. Whoops. Yeah, I'm not gonna go that.
Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about wars. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble, and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop it here for now. And if you guys like it, just let me know and I will play again. Ta-ta!